Good morning. I don't know where you guys are, but I'm here and I'm ready. So I'm going to get started. Actually, I know Val is still in Italy. And in Sue, it's time to wake up. Big deep breath. Swan dive it all the way down. Push your hips back and wade into your heels as you do that. Now inhale and extend the spine. And then come all the way back up. Keep your feet nice and wide and keep the arms wide. We're really trying to broaden through the shoulders here. So do it again. Hips go back. Come on down, wading into the back of the body. Inhale and extend. And then come all the way back up. Do it again. Reach. Swan dive down. Inhale, extend. Now fold back down again, cross the arms, take 3 big deep breaths here. Try to get the legs nice and straight. Let your head go, so you're just looking towards the back of the room. Now with the legs straight, keeping the spine in flexion, you're going to slowly roll back up. And when you roll up, lift the elbows. Bring the elbows all the way up to the ceiling as you roll up. And then we're going to do it again. We're going to let the elbows fall. We're going to let the torso come all the way down. And just really let those arms and shoulders, sort of drift towards the floor. Big deep breaths here so you really feel an expansion of the rib cage. And then we're going to roll up again slowly. And once you're up, start to lift the elbows, reach them as high as you can. And now we're going to let the arms come all the way down by your side. Right hip is going to shift right, and this arm is going to sweep up. Try to touch the top of the ceiling. And while you're trying to do that, bring it over. And then let's do it on the opposite side. So let the hip go out, reach that arm nice and long. Try to get to the ceiling with those fingertips and then take it over a little. It doesn't have to be huge in order for you to get the benefit. Nice. Come back neutral. Make a fist, thumbs up. Drive those elbows back, crowd out the chest. We're going to fold halfway down, keeping those elbows where they are, and come back up. We're going to do this 3 or 4 more times. Again, we want to try to keep the legs nice and straight and shift those hips back. So no weight in the front part of the feet. 1 more. Nice. Now relax the arms, shake it out. You're just going to sway side to side. Swing your arms. Just getting blood flow. Try to breathe as much as you can today in class. Okay, relax the arms. Take a nice big deep breath. You're going to swan dive it down and we're going to walk out to plank. So once you're in your high plank, pull the legs nice and straight and try to push your heels backwards. So we want to really get some length into the calves. And now the hips are going to come up and you're going to elevate high on the toes. So you're in a modified down dog, really high on the toes. Now push those heels towards the floor, come back forward. Continue to push those heels down. Now get up on the toes, pull the chest through, drive the heels towards the floor, come back to plank, keep pushing your heels down. Get up on the toes, do it 1 more time, pull through, push the heels towards the floor, come back to plank. Nice. Step your feet into bear. Knees are just above the floor. From here, we're going to shift the hips backwards. Take it as far as you can, and then come back forward. Get those knees 1 inch above the floor. Do it again. Shift back. Come forward.
One last one, shift back. Go to a modified down dog. Your heels this time should be able to touch the floor. Push the legs nice and straight. Take a big deep breath. Walk your hands back to your feet. You're going to fold those arms again. See if they're getting any closer to the floor this time. Take 3 big deep breaths. Release the arms, baby steps forward. Meet me in your high plank. Once you're in your high plank, step your left foot all the way forward between the hands. Left arm goes out to the side. Lift your left shoulder up towards the ceiling. Open the chest to face the left side of the room. Put the hand back down to the floor. You're going to step back to your plank, and we're going to do the opposite side. Right foot forward, right arm out to the side, lift the shoulder. Take that hand back down, step back to plank, take it to a down dog. Push the heels towards the floor. Walk your hands back to your feet. Inhale, extend the spine. Fold back down. Inhale, extend. Fold back down. Let the head go. Inhale, extend. Fold back down. Roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Nice. Prod up the chest, arms parallel to the floor. Open the palms to face the ceiling. And now try to move the arms further back. And then switch them. Turn the palms to face the back of the room. And then oscillate between the two. You're still trying to keep those palms pushing backwards. Going nice and slow, just do a few more. Nice. Now release the arms. We're going to cross at the elbow and connect the palms. You can do either one first. We're going to switch it. You're just getting a nice little stretch in the back of the shoulder. Hold the elbows to the height of the shoulder. Try your best to keep the palms touching. And then release the arms, and now you cross over the opposite way. Get the elbows up at the height of the shoulder. Keep your neck nice and long. And release the arms. Now you're going to take the left arm and cross it. Just as far as you need to go in order to feel that stretch behind the shoulder. And then release it, do the other side. Arm is at shoulder height when you bring it across. Great job. Okay, let it go. Big deep breath. Swan dive it down. Inhale, extend. Exhale, release. Baby steps with the hands all the way forward. Meet me in your high plank. Now, we're going to just pick the left foot up off the floor. Keep everything else the same. And now switch. Pick the right leg up. Now, people have a tendency when they only have one leg down to shift their whole body backwards. I want you to stay with your shoulders over your wrists. Oscillate up on one leg, 3 counts. And then up on 3 counts on the other one. And keep going. It's amazing sometimes how quickly people can count. Okay, one more on each leg. We're almost there. And from here, you're in a down dog for a little reprieve. Just breathe, close your eyes. Nice, now we're gonna put the knees down, you're gonna kick the feet out to the side. Have a seat, lying down. We're gonna start out doing arms today. So I've got heavy weights, that's all I've got with me today. So I'm gonna either use 2 if I can do the exercise with the 2 heaviest, or I'm just gonna use 1. So we're gonna start with a regular chest press. So grab hold of your heavy weights, you're gonna lie down with your legs bent. Palms are gonna face forward. Now let's get that lower back on the floor, so give me a little pelvic tilt. And then come down, so the back of the arms touch the floor, and really give your chest a big squeeze as you elevate those arms back up. Hopefully you're using some weights that are really challenging. We're gonna try to do 12 slow repetitions. Exhaling out as you press up, inhaling as you come down. Let the weights touch at the top of the move with your palms facing forward. Nice neutral wrist is super important. You can see your wrists, make sure they're straight. So I also put out a ball today. So I'm going to use a ball for inner thighs. If you don't have one, maybe you have a Pilates ring or a pillow or something to modify the exercise. So I have about 3 more to do, going nice and slow. And when you're done, put them down. I'm just going to grab a quick sip of water. And then we're going to do some tricep extensions. So this is where instead of using 2 weights, I'm just going to use 1. Going to hold both ends of it. So I've got the weight centered over my chest. I'm back in the same position with my legs bent. So my arms are going to stay nice and straight. And I'm just going to take the weight backwards as far as I'm comfortable doing. So it might not get all the way down, and that's okay. You can always explore, once you've done a few of these repetitions, maybe your range of motion improves a little bit. But what's really important here is I'd like you to tilt your pelvis up so that lower back is on the floor. And when the arms go back, think about sinking your ribs, so they're not going to pop up. Try your best to keep them down. And you can switch up angles with your weight. You can change your grip if you like. Most important thing when you're doing a lat pull is to try your best not to bend at the elbow. So you're really using the lats and not the arms so much. Kind of like golf. You don't want to swing with your arms, you want to use your torso. So focus on your torso here. Keep everything nice and tight. Going nice and slowly. Okay, so hold the weight up over your chest. We're going to do a little crunch here. So I'm going to have you take your feet straight up to the ceiling. You can point or flex, it doesn't really matter. But I want you to move them forward a little bit with the legs straight, so you feel your tummy contracting. Keep the belly down. Lift your shoulder blades up off the floor with the weight, tuck your chin. So you're in a little crunch, pressing your belly down. You're just going to hold this for 3 more counts. Try to get a little higher. And now.
Put the head back down, put the feet down on the floor. Give me 5 lat pulls. With the weight back up centered over the chest, pick those legs up again. Maybe this time you can move them a little more forward. Belly must stay down though, that's important. Now lift back up, crunch it up, draw the belly down, hold here, just breathe. And release. Back to your lat pulls, just 5. Nice and slow. Okay, hold that weight at the top, over the chest, pick those legs up again, little bit more forward, crunch it up. Now, while you're holding this, lower the right leg towards the floor, pick it back up, and then switch to the left. Keep your shoulder blades lifting up and your chin tucked and your belly down. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Okay, put the head down, let the weight come down, put it off to the side. We're gonna do our inner thighs and give our grip a little bit of a break. So I've got my ball, find what you're gonna use, put it between your legs. Give it a big old squeeze with that lower back on the floor. And then release it. And squeeze. And release. So this is a very deliberate move. You're really fighting hard for the squeeze. You have 10 to go. So we're doing 15 repetitions. Like 2 or 3 counts in, you can go out on 1 count. So you can release it quicker than you're pulling it together. Now, while you're in this position and your lower back is on the floor and you're squeezing, don't forget to squeeze your glutes. Your belly should be drawing down towards the floor. Now let's pick our toes up off the floor and keep going. You're going to feel a little contraction in the shins. A little work for them. Now for your last 3, I want you to hold a squeeze for 3 counts. And then release it, do it 2 more times. Hold for 3. Release it, here's your last one. Nice. Now take your ball or Pilates ring, straighten out your legs and put the ball between the feet. Your legs are straight. Now you're just going to slowly lower the legs down, keeping the lower back on the floor and then picking them back up. I want you squeezing your inner thighs so you're really using them here. This is also good work for your hip flexors. You go down with the legs as low as you can, as long as the belly is staying down. If the lower back lifts up a little bit off the floor, but you got that belly down, that's okay. Your arms can either tuck under your butt or they can just be by your side. But keep squeezing. And if your hip flexors need a little break, Bend your knees. Give them a little break and then start again. So it's a lot of work for the inner thighs, and it's a lot of work for the hip flexors and the belly. Okay, take the ball and put it back between your knees with your legs bent. We're gonna do one more quicker round of 15 reps. So squeeze in, let it go. Squeeze in, let it go. And get through 10. Then we're gonna use our little band and we're gonna work the opposing muscle, which are your outer hips. Make each one of these special, you're almost done. Okay, so that's it for the ball right now. Put it off to the side. You're gonna grab your small band, wrap it around the ankles. We're working our outer hips. So lying down, legs straight. Your feet can either point or flex, or you can switch it up. You're gonna open up nice and wide with the legs straight. Hold that. And then close it slowly. Get all the tension released out of the band, and then do it again. Out and hold, legs nice and straight, and release it slowly. Working on number 3, take it out. So this is like a little bit of a fight, because you really want to try to get the feet further apart each time. Okay, let it go. Try again. You're holding out till I tell you to bring it together. Okay, release it slowly. And do it again. A little wider, try pushing them apart. And then close slowly. And again, open. And close slowly. And open. And close. And open. You have 3 more to go. Make them even better with your feet wider. And close. Last 2. Open. We're going to work these again, but we're just going to switch up. So you got, close it now, then you have 1 more. Open it as wide as you can. Keep the legs straight. And close. Okay, take the band up above the knees. Now you're going to turn onto your right side. Extend that arm out behind you so you can rest your head on it. Bend the legs. Lift up the top knee without letting the hip roll back, and then close it. You're just going to do about 10 of these. And then we're going to elevate that top leg completely up off the floor. Right now your feet are stacked and you're opening and closing. The feet stay together when the knee comes up, and your left hip should stay stacked right over the right one. Don't let it roll backwards. That's why I like to keep my hand on that hip, just to remind me that it should stay where it is.
Really good for that butt cheek. Hopefully you're feeling it. I've got 2 more to do here, and then I'm gonna straighten out that top leg. Okay, here we go. Top leg is straight. You're gonna lift it up and lower it down. Work a pretty good range of motion, so you really are making it hard for yourself. Going up and down. Again, keeping the hips nice and stacked. That leg should extend out really long. You're locked it out straight. We have 5 more to go. Now let's hold this last one up and just pulse it up. And release it. Oh my goodness, let's get over onto the opposite side. Stack those hips. Start out with the clamshell, so you're just opening the top knee up and lowering it back down. Keeping your feet together. And let's take that right hand onto that hip, so we don't let it roll back. Try to lift that knee up as much as you can. You're about halfway. Okay, let's extend the leg out straight. Lift it up as high as it can go without letting that hip roll back, and then lower it down. So your ankle and your hip should be in the same line. Straight up with the leg as high as it will go, and down nice and slow. Okay, do 3 more, and then we're gonna add that pulse in to finish this off. Okay, pulse it up. It's still a controlled move, even though you're going a little quicker. The leg should remain straight. 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. Okay, let's get rid of this band. Whew, that was a lot of work for the hips. Okay, we're gonna come back down and do 1 more round for your inner thighs. We haven't done much inner thigh work lately, so today's the day. Get that ball or Pilates ring between your legs. Squeeze. Pick your feet up off the floor, keep squeezing, draw the knees in towards you. Push them back out, put the feet back down. Your lower back stays on the floor. And you keep the squeeze. Pick your feet up, knees come in, back down. So we're not releasing the squeeze while we do 10 of these repetitions. Moving nice and slow, like 3 counts to get the knees forward, 3 counts to get them back down. So there's no jerkiness, it's very smooth and controlled.
Keep drawing that belly down. Keep the squeeze. You have 3 more. Hopefully these inner thighs are talking to you. Okay, let's get rid of the ball. Or whatever you're using. We're gonna put one of our heavy weights on our hips. You're gonna walk your feet as close to your butt as you can get them. This is gonna be a butt blaster. It's gonna blast your butt. So weight into your heels. Heels as close to the butt as they come. Lift up, squeeze your cheeks. The back of the arms are not touching the floor. So just hold that weight on the hips and squeeze your knees isometrically. So they're not touching each other, but you're trying to find that inner thigh muscle again and use it just to stabilize. Now let's pick the toes up off the floor. So you really are just on the heels. Now, with the belly pressing down and your glutes nice and tight, you're gonna put your toes back down on the floor and you're gonna step your feet out a little further. You're gonna notice the workload descending down the leg a little more. See, we're switching up the angles. Now pick your toes up, just so you work those shins, your ankles. Pull, take a few breaths. Squeeze the butt cheeks and press the belly down. That's the most important. Now put the toes back on the floor. Step out again, or maybe you feel safer just wiggling the feet forward. And wiggle works just as fine as stepping. So play around with it. I want you to feel this now more in your hamstrings. Keep that isometric activation of the inner thighs and keep the back of the arms off the floor. Now pick your toes up and let's hold this for 3 breaths. Put the toes back down, try to wiggle those feet a little more forward. This is your last wiggle. Squeeze your butt cheeks. Little more work for the hammies. Pick your toes up. Squeeze your butt cheeks and isometrically work your inner thighs. And slowly put those hips down onto the floor. Take off that weight. We're going to do a nice big full body reach. Toes pointing forward and hands going all the way back. Now, once you've got that going on, you're going to let the arms pull forward. You're going to lift your head, tuck your chin, and roll up slowly, diving between the legs. So this is a really good stretch to do after you've done that hip bridging. You're probably feeling a great release in the lower back. Enjoy. Okay, sit yourself back up. We're going to take this one weight and you're going to stand it up at the front part of your mat. So hopefully you've got a weight that can do that. Stand it up. Now your heels, I would like in the corners of the mat. You can take your arms 45 degrees out from the body, fingertips only on the floor.
I want you to try to sit up like you're in staff pose as tall as you can. Now, if you need to lean back a little bit, just put a little bend into the elbows and take a little bit of a lean back. We're gonna pick up the 1 foot, get it over that big tall weight down to the floor. And then pick it back up and do it again. Again, very strong through the midsection. We're working the hip flexor and your quad. So up and over, let it release, but keep the belly contracted. Back up and over. You're working the same leg. We're gonna do this 5 more times. Try to keep it nice and smooth and graceful. Strong through the lower back, no rounding or flexing of the spine. And now lean forward, shake it out. Get ready for the opposite leg. So sit up nice and tall. You're going to reconnect to this, fingertips only, a little bit of a lean back maybe. Come up and down. So I've got my foot flexed as it's going up and over. Contracting that quad and hip flexors where you should be feeling this. Keep it as smooth as you can. You might notice a little more strength on one side than the other. That's why it's so good to do work when you do one side at a time. Okay, let's shoot for 3 more on this leg. And then we're going to do some tricep extensions. We're going to use that same one heavy weight. So you're going to grab onto it, lie down. Actually, we really do call these skull crushers. That's what we're going to start with. So, weight centered over the chest. You're holding each end of the weight. Your wrists are over your shoulders. You're just going to bend at the elbow. Let the weight come down. Don't smack yourself in the head. Go very slowly. It's great doing these skull crushers because it really forces you to go slow and control it, which is what we want. We want it nice and steady coming down, nice and steady going up. We're going to do 15 repetitions, and then we're stretching and signing off. So this is your last arm exercise. Make it great. Hopefully you got some trembling going on if you've got something challenging in your hands. And it's really important here to keep the elbows from moving backwards when you bend the arms. Your wrist should be nice and neutral. Your rib cage should be nice and low. Exhale as you come up. So 2 more, and then we're just going to hold for the last one, just part of the way down. Make sure we're getting a good little burn going on. So take it just halfway maybe, and just hold. So you're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and release it. Nice job. Okay. little sip of water. We're gonna do a couple of stretches. And then we get to start our fabulous day. So figure four, a nice easy one to ease into it. Cross your right foot over your left thigh. You want to move the right knee forward using your leg muscle, and then lift the left foot off the floor. Don't use the arms. Your body, your legs can do this without the arms. Just hold here. Now, I want you to make a little circle with the left foot that's sort of in the air. So just make a little tiny circle. Not big. And then change the direction. Just a nice little massage for that lower back. And now we're going to take the hands through the legs. Hold on to your shin or your hammy. And let's use the arms to help get the knee in closer. Keep that right foot flexed. Keep moving the right knee forward. Should feel really good. We did a lot of inner thigh and glute and hamstring work today. Okay, let's do the other side. So left foot over right. Push that right knee forward, left knee forward. And we're going to lift the right foot off the floor, make that little circle. Go the other way. Now, make the leg nice and quiet. Grab hold of that hamstring or shin and really give it some help to come in a little closer as you continue to push the left knee forward. So after this, we have one more happy baby stretch, one leg at a time because it's more effective. Take a breath or two here. And now release both feet to the floor. Extend your right leg all the way down along the floor. I want your right calf to stay on the floor if possible. And then let's grab a hold of this left foot and do happy baby. Heel to the ceiling, knee going down towards the floor. How good does that feel to release those inner thighs? Okay, take that leg all the way down. Let's do the same now with the right foot. Heel points up to the ceiling. Right knee down to the floor. The important thing is trying your best to keep that left calf pushing down. Okay, now both legs up to the ceiling. Open the legs as wide as you can with your feet flexed. And now you're going to circle the ankles. Go the opposite way. Point and flex. Bring your knees back up together. Point and flex some more. Bring the knees into the chest. Nice and close together with the knees. Rock yourself up. Come all the way up onto the toes. Excuse me. Lift those heels as high as you can. And now you're on your heels in a full forward fold. Give me some nice straight legs. And now we're going to roll up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Take a nice big deep breath, reach for the ceiling. And I thank you so much for your power and strength. Woohoo! We did it. We got it done.